everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are returning. My name is Hannah. This is a channel about cross stitch. If that's not what you're here for, this is not the channel for you. I'm back. I finally finished doing what I needed to do to make a video. It's going to be a short one today because I only have 2 projects. I finally got to my goal on my one project, and then I spun my wheel and I started the next one, which shouldn't take me quite as long, so I should be back to like a normal schedule. I've thought about changing the way that I, like, almost having a no schedule, and filming whenever I have more than one thing to show. So like, if next week I have 2 things that I've worked on, then I'll film next week. If I only have one thing, I won't film. So I don't know if I'm going to do that yet, because I know people like the schedules. But because of this rotation that I'm doing, this wheel, I don't always, like, if it's a project that's going to take me longer, I won't necessarily be able to get it done within the 2-week period, like, to the goal. So I don't know. I might play with that and just do like I'll upload when I upload type thing and have not really a set schedule. So turn your bell on if you want to know when I'm going to post, because with this new rotation, I sometimes have, like, in 2 weeks have lots of projects to show, more than like 3 or 4, and then sometimes I have like 2, or even like last week, if I had filmed last week, it would have been 1. So that would have been like a 5-minute long video. I'd rather not, like, I know some people like watching the short videos, but it's a lot of setup and a lot of stuff to like pull out and like set up and get ready just to make a short video like that. It's not really worth my time. So I do this, you know, for folks, but like really this channel is for me. So I'm gonna do it the way that I want to do it. So I'm not sure yet how I'm gonna do it. I am still gonna make videos, obviously. I love making my videos, but it might be more of a, like, when I have enough projects to show. Like, if I have more than one project, I will make the video that week. If I only have one project, I'll skip the week and so I don't know. I'm still debating what I'm gonna do. We'll see how much this happens, I guess, to warrant my doing that, because like it all depends on what the wheel spins, because I don't know what I'm going to work on next until I spin the wheel, and then that's what's happening. And if it's a full coverage eventually that does get spun, hopefully I'm going to get some in the near future, because like I've done one this whole year so far, and we're halfway through, and it's crazy that I have only touched 1 full coverage. It boggles my mind, but hopefully I'll get some here in the next few spins, and those are going to take me longer, depending on what it is. Now, if I get Magic Book, y'all know I can bang that out, because it's 1 color. Where I'm at right now, it's 1 color. But if I get something like any of my Amy Stewarts that are all max colors, it's lots of color changes, so it takes me a little bit longer. So those might also warrant, like those and the Mirabilias, those might take me longer, so it will warrant, like, having a more staggered video occurrence. I don't know yet, but that's my thoughts. Anyway, I've wasted 4 minutes. Again, like I said, I have 2 things to show, and then I do have 2 fabrics from my fabric of the month from Grace Notes Fabrics. They are my May fabrics, because I didn't make a video in like 3 weeks, so it's been a minute. I was going to show these last week, but I didn't make a video because I had not enough to show. So let's get into it. How about that? Let's show my WIPs. Again, like I said, 2, so it's not going to be a very long video. So anybody who's here for the long videos. I also might be doing a mid-year WIP parade, possibly, but they're also really hard to do, and so doing 2 a year, like doing a mid-year and then an end of year, is kind of a lot, because I do have a lot of WIPs. I have 65 currently on the go, and I finished 10 projects so far this year. So I have 75 projects that I would have to show in my WIP parade. So I'm kind of leaning towards don't do a mid-year and just do an end of year because that's easier for me. So that's probably what I'm going to do, because at the end of the year, like, we have a lot more time off of work, so I can, like, sit down and film in the middle of the week, and it's fine when we're off of work. But right now we don't have off of work, so, because I work at a hospital and we're always open. But I do get some time off occasionally. I have to take the time off, but I do get it off. Anyway, so WIPs. So I showed this last time. I had just started, and now I've gotten to my goal. So it is my Royal Holiday. She is a Christmas queen from Mirabilia. Royal Holiday. She is one of the 5 queens. We have the seasonal queens and then her, and she is the Christmas version. So y'all will know I'm not doing it on a fabric that's this color, because I just feel like it doesn't really pop on that kind of like sand color. So I took the inspiration, I guess, from a bunch of people. I feel like I've seen a lot of people doing her on like a dark blue. One is Mimi Stitchery. She is doing, oh, can't do this. She's doing it on like a really dark blue, and I love it. And I had originally wanted to do her on a dark blue, and I, decided, okay, let's go for it. So here is where she is now. Very exciting. Look at that. I think she looks awesome on this fabric. So good. And this, as you can see, is Michelle from Grace Notes Fabrics. It's a dark blue with some like splotches of like blackish, but it is definitely variegated, mottled, so you can see it's got some lighter parts, it's got some darker parts. She is going to take up basically this whole entire piece of fabric, because she's huge. That's just the top half. The bottom half will go all the way down to basically the same, like down here. She's huge. She's humongous. I chose to do the top half first because I looked at the chart for the bottom half and I was like, oh my goodness. But when I was doing the top half, like, this confetti craziness, and this was a lot of confetti, but the rest of it was pretty, this was the easiest spot because it's just dark, lighter, darker, like, it was just easy. And then there's a lot of blank spaces, like in her crown. There's lots of blank spaces in here in her cloak, because those are where beads and cranic are gonna go, and I didn't do the beads or cranic. I did, as you can see, I did do the whisper. Can't really tell on the screen, it just looks white, but there is whisper thread in there. I have not roughed it up yet. I usually use like a really gentle toothbrush to kind of like make it fuzzy, but I haven't done that, and I won't do that until like the end, until I'm done. But this is what I wanted to get done with. I wanted to get the top half of her done, which is the front like page. So this pattern comes, this is in the front, on the front page, and then if you flip it over, the bottom is on the back. So I wanted to get the whole top of her done, the whole front page done, minus the cranic and beads, because I will do the top half. The way I'm going to work all of these queens is going to be, I'm going to do the top, probably the top on all of them. I might switch it up and do the bottom, but we'll see. But I'll do one half, all of the like regular cotton stitches or like whatever non-metallic stitches there are. I'll do that, and then the next time I pick it up, I'll do the rest of all of those on the other half, and then the next time I pick it up, I'll do all of the cranic And I might do the beads all at the same time, or I might split that and do Kreinik and then beads. But I'm probably going to do the Kreinik and the beads all at the same time because it shouldn't be too much. Like, there's a lot of beads and a lot of Kreinik, but it's not as much as the regular cotton stitching. So yeah, so that's, my arm's getting tired from holding her up. That is her. She is lovely. Now I'm probably going to add one more stitch in here on her nose because it's charted kind of funky. And the way that that lies, you can kind of see that indent there, which is a whole stitch like that doesn't exist. So I might add the like 1/1 stitch right there. From far away you can't tell at all, but close up you can see it, so I don't know. And I do her skin, I do all of their skin 1/1. And we're missing an earring. Obviously, this is an earring here. I do their skin 1/1. Thank goodness she only had her face because her face was huge. They're really big. I know some of the other queens do have like arm skin. I think Spring and Summer have arm skin. I mean, the other ones might also, but I know for a fact Spring and Summer have arm skin, or I'm pretty sure they do, and they have faces. So the skin took forever, but it's fine. It looks really good. So yeah, that's her. And I did do all of the back stitching. There's not that much. It's just on the face, and there's a little bit in her like hand and on her arm. But there's not usually too much backstitch in this, so I just did it to get it out of the way. But yeah, that's her so far. So she'll go away for the rest of the year. We'll pick her back up. But the next time I pick her up, we will have a full, complete picture of her eventually. Minus all of the beads and the sparkles and all of that. But it took me about 3 weeks to get her top half done. So, and that's 3 weeks of like normal work and stuff like that. So pretty, I mean, in comparison to some of my other projects, like it took me a while, but they usually do. Mira's usually take me a little bit longer because they're so stitch heavy. There's a lot of stitching that happens. It's basically like full coverage. So yeah. Anyway, okay, and then the next thing that my wheel spun once I completed that goal was, oh, I forgot. Here is the comparison photo. So I'll let that like run for a couple of seconds. Stop licking, sir. I don't know if this has been, it's probably been 10 seconds. It's fine. Okay. So the next thing my wheel spun was Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor, and I was obviously super stoked that this was spun because everybody knows I have a wild obsession with Rosewood Manor. And yeah, even though a lot of people can't stand doing Rosewood Manors because of the confetti, it's like one stitch of this color, and then 10 stitches away, it's another stitch of another color. It's like a lot of confetti in small areas, which is a little bit, like, especially Inspiration. If you all know, I'm working on a piece called Inspiration. I love it to death, but it is very frustrating because it's basically the whole like outside of it is like this vine with little rose buds or little flower buds, and the flower buds are one single stitch. And it looks like it's just like a single stitch out in the middle of nowhere because the vine is backstitched. So, yeah. But anyway, this is not that. This is Autumn Quakers. And I'm using the called for colors, but not the called for fabric, as I do, because, as we know, I'm using Michelle for the Queen. So, and this one is a BeStitchMe, and this was a fabric of the month from September of 2021. So it's been a minute since I got this fabric. But as soon as I saw this fabric, I knew I wanted to do this project on it. So here is where I got to. Now, mind you, I only started this like, what's today, Wednesday? Maybe Monday? I think I started stitching on this on Monday because on Sunday I finished the Queen and then we watched a movie on Sunday night. Yeah, pretty sure. So I think I pulled this out on Monday and I started putting some stitches in. Now the last time you saw this, I'll show the comparison photo in a minute, but I had this done, and I think I had both of these birds done, and maybe this acorn. But I know for a fact I had these birds done. So I'm not sure if the acorn was done, but I've added in this vine thing, these two leaves, this thing, and this bit here, which this is the bottom of the page, and my goal for this is to complete the page. So in this page, I think it stops about like there-ish. I don't know how to like show there-ish because we can see the top of this bird, so it's like there-ish. So it's not quite completing this medallion. And then this is the bottom down here. So it's like this corner. So I will hopefully have that done quickly. And then whenever I finish this, I will spin my wheel again, and we will see. But yeah, this, like I said, is a fabric of the month from BeStitchMe. It's called After the Harvest, and it's from 2021. It's a gorgeous piece. I mean, this is just the downside. Whoops. The downside to this piece is that all of the fun is on the edges. And you won't see the edges because I will frame it. And then the edges will be behind the frame. So it's kind of frustrating. But the bottom is kind of, you can kind of see it on the bottom. So I'm hoping that this will go far enough down. Should have started it this way. But if I started it this way, I would have to take this off. So I usually try to start on the other side of the tag, where the tag is. But you know, it's really cool. It's really a cool piece of fabric, and I do appreciate it. It's a 32 count. So is the Queen. They're all. 32 count's my favorite. If I can stitch it on 32, I will probably stitch it on 32. I also like 28 count Lugana, so I will also stitch on 28 count Lugana, but if I have the 32 linen in a color I want to use, I will probably lean more that way. So, anyway, that's that. Here's the comparison photo for that one, and those are my two WIPs for the week. And then we have our fabric of the month. One you will not be able to see the color. I am almost positive. The other one you will. So we'll see. Okay, so my fabric of the month for what, May? Yeah. For May from Greystones Fabrics. I'm in the Neutral Club and the Color Club. I get my color on Lugana and I get my neutral on linen because neutrals show up, well, colors show up better on linen, but will show up on Lugana, whereas neutrals, I'm always nervous that if it's a light enough neutral, you won't be able to see it on a Lugana at all. So I do it that way because I know I will at least be able to see something on a linen, usually. And I can on this one, you just won't be able to because it's very light. It's very, very light. So it's going to be almost impossible for you all to see. But I will show it. So the neutral this month is called French Vanilla. Like I said, on 32 count linen, because that's what I do. It's called French Vanilla. And actually, you can see it. What is that? It's not quite accurate, but I'm just glad you can see something. That's not just white. It is a very, very light, tannish kind of color. Like I said, French vanilla, right? That's what I said? French vanilla, yeah. It gives me the French vanilla vibes. It's like a very light tan, like very neutral color. Could use for lots of things. Really nice. And then their color this month is called Arpeggio. I know how to say that one. Sometimes they send out ones and I'm like, I know musical terms, but I don't always know how to say them. I know how to say this one. This one's Arpeggio. Watch, I'm going to say that and then somebody's going to say, you said it wrong. Like, no, I don't think I did. Pretty sure I got it right. My dad he went to school for, he got a master's degree in music. He was a, what did he get his degree in? Specifically, I don't remember. But, doesn't matter. I know a lot. My mom is a dancer. Like, I know a lot of musical terms. I did a lot of music when I was growing up. But anyway, I don't know everything, obviously. I'm not a... Words are escaping me today, I don't know. Genius, I don't know. Savant. That's it. Okay, anyway, this one, like I said, Arpeggio, and this is the color. It is a very pretty blue. It is a very pretty, like, almost sky kind of blue. Really pretty. It's coming up a little greener on the camera than it is in real life, but it's almost accurate. And it's looking a little bit more like modeled on the camera than it is in real life. I mean, it's modeled, but it's not as visible as it is on the camera. But it's really pretty. I really like this one. You can do a lot of things on this light blue. Very pretty. I think of the two, this one's probably my favorite this past month in May because, well, obviously, it's not just this. This is very pretty, but we know I like my color. Or I like it to be really dirty, and this just is not giving that dirty vibe like this is. This is like giving the dirty vibe. This is not quite that, which works for some projects. But I think of the two, this is going to be my vote for this past month. My vote. Sometimes they're both my vote. I can't choose, but this one was a pretty easy choice of which one I was going to choose because I can see myself doing a lot of projects on this, but I can also see things really popping on this, right? Kind of got to play your game. But anyway, those are my fabrics, and that's everything, I think. Yep, that is literally everything for this video. We're at almost 25 minutes, so that's not too bad. 25 minutes for 2 projects and only 2 pieces of haul because I'm not buying anything apparently anymore. I like don't buy things. Trying to relax a little bit. Like I said in my last video, relax a little bit on the amount of stuff that I have because it's just too much stuff. But yeah, okay. I think that's everything. So I'm gonna go edit this video and then change and take the dog on a walk because on a W. We say W because he knows the word walk. I'm trying to say it really quietly because he's literally right here. He knows that word, and so if I say it too much, he gets real excited. And I don't want him to do that because we've got to wait till my husband comes home to do that, and he doesn't get off for another 8 minutes off of work, and then it takes him about half an hour, 40 minutes to get home. So he's still got some time before we're going to actually do that. But it gives me time to edit and to empty the dishwasher, because that also needs to happen at some point here today. But otherwise, oh my gosh, you have to see this. Sorry, it might make you sick, but you have to look at this. Look at that! He's just the cutest. He's found what little tiny bit of sun he possibly can. And then he got up. Well, he didn't get up, but he moved. Anyway, you might have seen the crazy pile of stuff that's back there. Just ignore that. Just pretend like that doesn't exist. We've got the organization and then the not organization over there, which is out of frame because you can't see it because I don't want you to. So anyway, okay, I have talked and talked and talked. I'm going to go. I will see you guys when I see you guys. Hopefully, if not next week, in 2 weeks like normal. But I'm not going to promise anything. If you can, let me know down below if kind of changing the schedule will not work for you. Again, it is my channel, so I would love to do the way that I would like to do it, but I also understand that, like, knowing when people are going to upload does work sometimes better for folks. But I know we have the notification bell thing too, so, like, that could help. I don't know. Let me know down below if that's, like, really going to throw you off or really going to put you off, and I don't want to put people off, so I can stick to, like, the every 2 week schedule, unless something wild is happening, like I really only have one project or whatever. But I would love to be able to just kind of put up a video whenever I'm ready to put up a video. If that wouldn't work for you, let me know. But I really like that idea. So, anyway, I will talk to you guys whenever I make my next video. Okay, bye!